Greetings. This is Doc Ock coming to you live and direct this evening from Black Facts Headquarters Central here in Kent, Ohio, with another presentation of Betty Before X. If you haven't been with us for a little while, you may have missed some of the earlier segments we did from the book. We're going to read one more segment tonight, and then that will conclude our celebration of Malcolm X's 96th year from his birth. He was born 1925, May 19, 1925. So we had a good run this month. We had a lot of good presentations. If you missed any, all you need to do is go to YouTube and check out the Malcolm X Speaks playlist. And you'll find all the selections there in their proper order. So with the oldest ones at the top, and then you go right on down to the newest ones at the bottom. All you have to do is click play all, and it'll just play right through them. You can do it on your phone, your laptop, your desktop, or you can even do it on your TV. I've been doing them on my TV now too. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and get our program started. By going ahead, if you haven't done it already, give us a like. If you're watching us on Facebook, if you're watching us on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. And with whatever platform you're using to view our tonight's presentation, please go ahead and share the vibe, share the love with your friends, your family, your neighbors, your besties, your BFFs, etc. Spread the word, pass it around. Let them know what time it is. Right now, it's a little bit after 9. We're all feeling fine. Let's go ahead and check out another proverb of mine. This is the one I read earlier today. And I wanted to read it again because I thought it was so timely. So we're going to do this one twice today. The proverb goes like this. A cow gave birth to a fire. She wanted to lick it, but it burned. She wanted to leave it, but she couldn't because it was her own child. A cow gave birth to a fire. She wanted to lick it, but it burned. She wanted to leave it, but she couldn't because it was her own. And the reason I read this one and thought it was, and had to read it over again because I thought it was so timely, is that it relates directly to the passing of Sister Betty X, otherwise known as Betty Shabazz, otherwise known as Malcolm X's widow, because she died in a fire. Fire is what caused her to die, and the fire was set by none other than her grandson, whose name was Malcolm Shabazz. Yeah, it was very, very tragic end to a very young life. I believe he was 28, I think he was, when he was murdered. So his grandfather was murdered, his great grandfather was murdered, his grandfather was murdered, and he was murdered. 3 in a row. 3 generations. Now you talk about PTSD, that's some PTSD. But we're glad to know that the other daughters of Malcolm, particularly Ilyasa, seems to be working through her trauma by doing some writing. She's written quite a few books about her family. This one is about her mother. She's got a number of them written about her father, particularly in his younger days. So let's go ahead and see what does Ilyasa have to say about her mama. Because you know that's an important person to write about is your mama. Always an important person to write about is your mama. Especially when your mama was engaged in so much trauma drama. So here we go. Let's see, where did I leave off at last night? Oh, um, we left off with Betty Sanders was her name before she got married. With Betty Sanders hanging out, excuse me, um, spending some time with some of her girlfriends. And so she's over, I think, Phyllis's house. She's over Phyllis's house. And let's see, I'm going to turn back one page. So she's over Phyllis's house, and she just barely got permission to go over there. She really didn't, but the Phyllis's mom was able to wrangle it out of her mother because Betty has been a little bit out of sorts. She hasn't been behaving, hasn't been on her best behavior. I want to say there's plenty to go back to. That my Aunt Fannie Mae's grave is there, and the house she raised me in, and my friends who live down the road back in Georgia. My grandma Matilda is there on our pecan farm, but I don't say anything because I also know there are good reasons why people who look like us would never, ever want to go back. As Dizzy Gillespie likes to say, I never go back to Georgia. Boom. I never go back to Georgia. Boom. Yeah, that's the song. You got to check that song out. I believe that's that's Dizzy Gillespie. You have to look it up, Google it. I'll never go back to Georgia, main part of the lyric. Billy's voice isn't singing anymore. Only the sound of his orchestra is filling the room. Suzetta leaps off the bed and grabs me by both hands, pulling me toward her. Let's dance, she says. The three of us strut our stuff, bebopping all over Suzetta's bedroom. Suzetta and Phyllis are trying to move like me, but they can't do it. So Suzetta does her own thing and Phyllis plops down on the sofa. You think it's okay with God that we're listening to jazz and we just came out of church? Suzetta asks. My body is still moving and shaking, bebopping and gliding across the floor. Phyllis changes the record to Cab Calloway. All those preachers at church say God made everything, right? Doesn't that mean music too? I say. Huh, I guess you're right, Suzetta says. We dance a little while longer until Suzetta switches the record again, puts on something slow. She returns to her bed and leans back on a pillow. I look in the mirror, check to see if my hair is messed up from all this dancing. It still looks good. I read one of the posters hanging on the wall. I've never noticed it before, so it must be something new. The sign says, "Don't buy where you can't be hired." Is that from the Housewives League? I ask. Yeah, Mrs. Malloy came by to talk with my mother about it. She said that Negroes should only buy from other Negroes. And if people don't like us because we're Negroes, we shouldn't give them our money. Dang, where'd it go? Suzetta tells us, did you know you could join as a junior member? No. What does that mean? What do junior members do? I ask. I think they go canvassing and also help set up for the teas and fundraising banquets that the league puts on, Suzetta says, and there are classes to take. Well, not like the classes we have in school, but more like history classes about our history. We should join, I say. All of a sudden, Phyllis's face twists into a frown. I sit down on the rug, leaning my back against the dresser. Don't you think it would be fun to dress up and go to those banquets? Don't you think? Suzetta says, that part sounds fun. I don't know about walking door to door to hand out flyers, though, especially not in the cold, because they ain't in Georgia no more. They're in Detroit, Michigan, otherwise known as Deep Snow, Michigan, to those of us who have lived there or roundabouts. Phyllis is quiet. I look at her, and before I can ask her if she wants to join, she says, I ain't joining the Housewives League, Betty. That don't sound like fun to me at all. Besides, my mom won't let me. I can tell by the tone of her voice that she doesn't want to talk about it. She changes the subject real quick, not giving me a chance to ask any more questions. She picks up a magazine from the small table next to Suzetta's bed. Your family gets Ebony magazine? Not fair. Her eyes are full of wonder and envy. She holds the magazine with care. You're so lucky, Suzetta. Ebony is so much better than Negro Digest. Negro Digest is smaller, but it has a lot of neat articles. I like it, Suzetta says. Yeah, but it's boring. This has lots more color and photos, fashion, and cute boys. We all start giggling. I don't have much of an opinion because I've never read either one. Negro Digest costs 25 cents. And Molly and Ollie Mae says there are 25 other things she could spend that money on, so we don't get any magazines. And sorry to say, but our time has run out. So that's actually a good place for me to break. We were just in the middle of, we had a little bit more to go of chapter 3. So we hadn't finished, but a couple of chapters in here, and we were working on chapter 3. But at some time in the future, we'll come back like we always do, and we'll read some more from Betty Before X. As I say with any of our other books, we don't read the whole books. We read parts of books. Typically, that's what we do. We read a part of a book, just enough to give you an idea of what's in the book, so you can determine for yourself whether you'd want to know the rest of the story or not. So this is a service that we're providing online. We're providing it free. We're the only one of our kind because we read with insight. We read with knowledge that you can't get in no college. And we pass it on to you along with the words on the page. So it's not just us reading the words off those white pages, all them black little letters on those white pages. If you like what we're doing and you're watching us on Facebook, you know what to do. Give us a like. If you're watching us on YouTube, you know what to do then too. Give us a thumbs up. And either way it goes, you can become a sustaining member. But let me go ahead and sign off for the children, and I'll come back and talk about how you can become a sustaining member of the Black Facts family. Now, all you little children out there right now, you know what time it is, and I don't have to give you a quiz because you's already a whiz. That's why you know what time it is. It's time to lay your little head on your little pillow on your little bed and close those your eyes while you wait for that big old sun to rise. And when you feel those sunbeams beaming down on your eyes, you know that it's time to greet a new day in a whole new way. If you hear what I say, then you may greet the day in another way. And when you do, you won't feel blue, but you will have a clue because I already told you what to do. Now, as for you adults, if you would like to become a sustaining member of the Black Facts family and help us continue to do what we do and provide the things that we do directly to your living room or your car or wherever you're at while you're out walking your dog, go ahead and give a donation. $5 a month, $10 a month, $25 a month for 12 months. It's easy to do. You got links on the website, blakfacts.org. That's where you can find me. You got links on Facebook, whether you're on your phone or on your laptop. If you're on your laptop, just look below each of our live streams. There's a link right there below. Click the link, it takes you to the donation page. If you're on your phone, look in your notifications and you'll see in there the same kind of link taking you right to a page where you can donate. You can make it a recurring donation so you don't have to think about it every month. $5 will come out of your account automatically every month. We're looking for 1,000 supporters. Now we got almost 3,000 friends in our personal page, and we've got over 5,000, going on 6,000 members of the Center of Pan African Culture. So we're not asking for much, just a percentage of all of you people out there who say you're our friends. If you're our friends, put your money where your mouth is. That's right. Money on the wood makes the betting go good. So come up with some goods so we can keep you from having to live all by yourself like a hermit in the woods. Peace out now. We're gone. We'll be back tomorrow. Continuing on, we're going to be starting off a whole new subject for the month of June. Don't be a loon. Be here for the month of June because we're going to be talking about Juneteenth. What is it to you? And what is it to me? What is it to us? And what should it really be? And who celebrates it and why? So we're going to get into all of that and bring some historical information to the table. Mind you, let me just remind you, on CNN tonight, it just started a little bit ago. There's a special, 2-hour special on Tulsa, the race riot in Tulsa back in the early 1900s. I don't remember the exact year, but check it out. It should be good. They'll probably play it more than one time because it's a special. I got it on record. You might want to do that too. DVR it. Meanwhile, peace out without a doubt. Peace with justice, because anything less disgusts us.